Beautiful day. This is our July 7th, 2022 Me versus Me energy reading. This is our mentally elevated morning experience. I am Marissa. My good friends call me Miss Black, and Miss Black is an acronym for Make Sense with Beautiful Looks Always Created Kindly. Thank you, Divine Source, for clear and direct messages. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. It is that beautiful time of the month for me, which is a very creative time. A time where I find myself usually retreating more because my intuition is really high and I'm more sensitive to energy. So today was a very interesting day for me at work. You know, I work at a barbershop, and it is a barbershop that gets, you know, it's a busy barbershop pretty much. And you get a variety of people, men, women, and children. So, you know, there's always a lot going on, especially with, you know, a lot of young children. And today I was just moved to move into a studio. And I've been pretty much the first face you see when you come in for the last 9 months. And it's been very fun, but today I just really wanted to retreat into a studio and just be there and be by myself. And I'm grateful that I was able to do that for sure. Yeah, back in the studio, and it feels great. To sum it up, I have some decor, little, you know, different things I'm waiting that I ordered to set my room up and design it and organize it, you know, to just do what I need to do. So I'm excited. You know, I've been needing a creative project of this size for a little while now. All right. Thank you, Divine Source, for clear and direct messages. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. July 7th, 2022. What is our chakra alignment message for today? All right. Number 15, self-mastery. And on the bottom of the deck, we have 14, inner strength. So, you know, it required a great deal of inner strength to get to this place of self-mastery. Or if you're someone who is striving for self-mastery, or that journey, I'll say, an initiate of that journey, inner strength is most definitely one of those important key ingredients that's going to be required on said journey. All right, so let's start out with a message on self-mastery. And this is our solar plexus chakra too. Number 15, self-mastery, the solar plexus chakra. You have pulled this card today to let you know this is a powerful time to manifest self-mastery. Life is constantly offering us lessons which give us the opportunity to grow and expand our soul. You are being called at this time to master your gifts. The key is to focus your energy on what you would like to master and don't give up till you have embodied it fully. It takes commitment and motivation to create self-mastery. However, with consistency and time, it will come to fruition. Being blessed with this card today indicates that you are already on your way to mastering your gifts. Have you doubted yourself lately in a particular aspect of your life, resulting in frustration? Know that the current challenges you are undergoing are doorways to self-mastery. Make sure not to lose focus or give up hope, as mastery is inevitable. To master something requires courage and love, and now is the time to give your full attention and presence to your gifts. You are being encouraged to look at your life's mission. Plant the seeds required to bring you closer to your soul's path. Stay motivated and dance in the mastery of yourself. The affirmation: I am the master of my destiny. Again, I am the master of my destiny. All right. So, courage and love and determination and, all of that is most definitely inner strength. That confidence, that we talked about, that the solar plexus most definitely is a inner portal, an inner portal for, that confidence that we need, that inner strength that we need to master ourselves, so that we can be great in whatever it is that we choose to do in our lives, or whoever or whatever we decide to be. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper. I want to look at a couple soul's journey lessons that we may be facing at this time on this journey of self-mastery. If you're someone who is further along in the self-mastery journey, you are a master teacher, then these are lessons that you may have already overcame, or lessons that those who follow you, listen to you, fall under your guidance and your leadership. These are lessons that may be useful for you to expand on for your audience, your group, your organization, your team. And if you're someone who is new on this journey of self-mastery, then this is going to be something that you should consider taking a strong look at this time, to help you find and maintain the balance, the peace, and whatever else you need to do what it is that you have a desire to do. That could be in studies, in education, and pursuing higher education and certifications, in the career and finance sectors of your life. It could also be relationships, evolving, family relationship, friends, a significant other, lessons are present to, help our souls evolve, help us to grow and understand who we are a little bit better, to be a little bit more self-aware. That's what this is for. All right. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. One more. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And on the bottom of the deck, we have worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Number 1, existence. Someone needs to regain focus. And stop worrying about the past, something that they cannot change, something that has already occurred. All right, so we have 6, compromise, and 10, rebirth, with pride and with freedom. And we have courage for worry. I'm hearing from the concrete comes a rose. Beyond illusion. All right, so someone has been dealing with some delays, possibly. Some delays in moving forward with their dreams, their life's mission. Or it could have been what felt like delays. What was going on was there was a lot of heavy weight and burdens that needed to be released to free you of the dark, negative energy that would block your blessings, that would come to kill, steal, and just destroy you and anything that you built. So negative emotions, negative thoughts, things that align with depression, that align with guilt, that align with deceit, whether that is deceit from others or from yourself, from not being, honest and true to yourself with your commitments, with your, promises, the things that you tell yourself that you're going to do. If you're not sticking to it, you're deceiving yourself. A lot of times people talk about how others treat them and what others have done to them that hurt them, but they don't look at how they hurt themselves so much more. They deceive themselves by not, and when I say them, I'm talking about myself. I can, speak from experience. you know, not following through with the things that I said that I had a desire to do, the things that I wanted, you know. So when we go through that, you know, we feel guilt, we feel resentment and frustration and all of that heavy weight that it ain't nobody's fault or problem but our own. So when we manage that and we free ourselves of that and we manage that respectfully and responsibly, we start feeling lighter, we start feeling freer. We go through a rebirth, you know. A 10 is completing of a cycle. 1 is starting over, being present in the new cycle, the new opportunities. You may have learned, you know, it's important to love yourself and to see yourself and everyone else. Sometimes in life, there's going to need to be compromises that need to be made for the greater good. And it's not always going to be about you. So we're moving beyond the fairy tale, the animation, the illusions that, you know, we've received in conditioning in so many different ways, but the most famous way is the idiot box, the television, the tell lies to our vision and create illusions. So for so long, you know, the TV, the radio, the media is what controlled, you know, what people heard, saw, thought, and believed to be true. So now we have different avenues of communication and different ways for people to access, you know, things like forbidden books and burnt books, books that have been burnt, hidden knowledge, via documentaries, via great master teachers who overcame the struggles, and they're still teaching the best they can with what they have to work with. So with all of that, that's what we're dealing with right now. And I'm excited because at Miss Black's OG Network, you know, we're here with possibilities for anyone who has, you know, a desire to fulfill their life's mission, to live on purpose, to experience, you know, peace, joy, prosperity, and abundance in all forms, not just in material, but in, you know, spiritually, within in our soul, you know, within our being, you know. So that is true freedom, you know. That is having pride in a healthy manner, because too much pride, too much of anything isn't good, especially not pride. So, you know, with compromise coming out with pride is appropriate. You know, it's just a reminder that, yes, have pride in who you are, what it is that you represent, what you create, what you stand for. It's okay to have pride in that, but you also want to recognize that you are like the next person. We're all a mirror, you know, mirroring one another. And it's funny when I say that because, you know, I've recently had some situations where, you know, I've seen, you know, reflections, or I've seen some mirror activity that I was like, it ain't no way in hell, you know, I'm reflecting that. And I had to sit with, like, what is that? And I had to remember, you know, that in order for me to be able to identify that, I could have related with that at some point in my life. So when it comes to this mirror, you know, this compromise, we have to, you know, be patient with each other in this thing called life, because, you know, our girl Missy from Saltwater Hills Tarot on YouTube and Instagram. She's also part of our OG11, Organized Goddess 11 crew. And, she's always saying, we're just walking each other home. That's what we're doing. And, that's a real thing. So with that walking each other home, we just want to be more courageous and understanding that in that courage, we're able to find ourselves, find who we truly are, what we truly enjoy, what brings us peace, what brings us the feeling of unconditional love and, honor and respect and dignity, the things that so many of us have gotten away from, but it's so important for our existence and our existence moving forward. So I feel like I'm kind of like, rambling a little bit, but the bottom line here, stress is always coming up. I wonder why. So with that being said, the core energy here is stress. A lot of people are juggling a lot, real life situation, not necessarily personal, but I listen to people every day, and I have a habit of asking people, how are you doing today? And in many cases, they tell me. So with that being said, this is real life for a lot of people, stress. People have taken on more than they could handle, not realizing that, with change comes change. And, with the pandemic and things closing down and, just life as we know it and knew it had to change. So there's going to be lasting changes from that. And we can't necessarily, think, operate, move, and exist in the ways that we previously did and think that we'll be able to suffice. We'll be able to, survive. It's not going to happen. So in order for us to, not just survive, but even thrive, we're going to have to let go of anything that is producing stress, because our message, here at Experience Black International, at MarissaBlack.com, on Miss Black's OG Network, on OGs United, TSA, The Truth, The Solution, The Answer. Our message across the board is health is wealth. And when we say health is wealth, we're not just looking at, the results from a physical, from our doctor to say that our body is working. That's our physical. There's also our mental, our mind, how it works and how well it doesn't work, how clear you are in your thoughts, how flexible you are in your thoughts. Are you able to, adjust quickly to make decisions that you need to make when you need to make them, to either not only save your life in some instances, but others, the life of others. So, mental health and well-being is absolutely vital and important. Emotional health and well-being, that's how, you feel in your soul and your heart, in your core and your gut, where, when you feel strongly for someone and it's just like you feel it all in here, that's your emotional, health and well-being. It matters. So many have used different substances, different addictions to block out, the emotional health and well-being, because you feel it so deep. I know I've been there. We learn better so we can know better, so we can do better, so we can be better. So with that being said, our emotional health and well-being is also very important. Then we have our spiritual, our connection to the divine. We don't have any specific, religious background or anything that is greater than the other, I'll say, to simplify it. We have learned here from Christianity, Islam, Judaism, the 7-day Adventists, I've learned from women who practice from a Catholic background, Buddhism, and just nature, Mother Nature, spirituality, just mathematics, the science, signs and symbols. So with that being said, when you tap into metaphysics and hidden knowledge and, ancient wisdom, you find out, there's a lot of stuff that is hidden knowledge for a reason, because it's powerful. It's very powerful information. And if the information gets into the right hands, then that power, can be used for great or for good, So with that being said, I like to focus on the good. I like to stay in alignment with the good, with the prosperous, with the positive, with the healthy, with the fruitful, with the healthy, because health is wealth. Again, health is wealth. Mind, body, and soul. And of course, because we live in a world that requires us to have, finances, money, our financial equity, our financial well-being, health and well-being is also very important. And we're not afraid to say that here or talk about how to get it, maintain it, and also not just getting it and maintaining it, but doing it with, from a moral standpoint, and in a way that you can look yourself in the mirror and still have respect for yourself at the end of the day, because that's very important. And even if, you look weird and crazy to the rest of the world, and it looks like outside that gate or outside your window or outside your house or your room, it looks like it's all bright and sunny and fun, and you might be missing out. You ain't missing out, I promise you. It's not that deep. Outsider. All right. Let's see. Is that it? Let's get an Angels of Abundance message to close this out. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. And face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, that every successful person has struggled with and released self-doubts. All right. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you many-fold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. All right. I actually don't really talk about, my tithing and donations and stuff like that, but I'm moved to share this for a specific reason. This weekend, it felt good for me that I was able to donate to an organization that I've been supporting for quite some time, but my support hasn't necessarily been able to be in the financial support the way that I wanted it to, because of other obligations and priorities and just getting things back in order. So I kind of just sow where I'm inspired to and move to, but no set organization on a set schedule. So with that being said, this one I want to most definitely be on a set schedule with donating to the specific organization, and I plan to. With me finally having, I believe this might have been my first time donating. I'm excited about that, and I'm grateful that was, I was able to do that. All right. This card reminds you that giving and receiving are two sides of the same energy. If you felt stuck lately, as if your efforts aren't being rewarded, then it's time to reverse the energy flow. We often become blocked when our focus is solely upon receiving and what can I get. To turn this around, focus upon how can I serve. One way to open up the flow of abundance is to give away what you'd like to receive. So in order to have more time, volunteer for a worthy cause. To get more love, offer it to others. To manifest material items, donate some articles to charity. To receive money, make a financial gift as you are divinely guided. Tithing is the practice of giving 10% of your income either to a spiritual or religious organization that you are a member of, or to a charity that you feel is benefiting the planet. Tithing is essentially a recognition that all forms of abundance come from God. By returning a percentage of your money back toward God through support of spiritual organizations, you are declaring that your source is not your job, your government, the economy, or your family, but rather the Creator. I'm going to read that sentence again just for clarity purposes because it's important. By returning a percentage of your money back toward God through support of spiritual organizations, you are declaring that your source, is not your job, your government, the economy, or your family, but rather the Creator. When you acknowledge this spiritual truth, you unlock barriers to abundance and allow the infinite flow that is intended for us all. The key is to give with a joyful heart without expecting anything in return. God and the universe will ensure that the energetic output is balanced in the best way. So you needn't worry about reciprocity. The more you're open to giving and receiving, the steadier your flow of all forms of abundance. All right, and the next one is do the work. Yeah, that's a real thing. Sometimes you got to do the work so you can have the resources to donate, But one thing when it comes to donating, I like to share is, if, financially, fiscally, monetarily, you're not in a position to, sow into the organizations or, whatever it is that you would like to, give to. Volunteering time, if that's an option, is something that, I most definitely have done until I'm able to get into a position to do more. It definitely is great for balancing your energy. As it's stated, when you're in position or you do something to, help someone else, and even when you're not in position, but you do, and the best that you can with what you have to work with, you feel good about it. It boosts your energy. It boosts your vibration, so it makes you more attractive to have someone want to do that for you. Like, for instance, yesterday, I don't usually share stuff like this either, but, for the purpose of driving this home before I close this, I'm going to make this point. So yesterday I went to the store, and everything that happened throughout the day was like off schedule. all my clients needed to reschedule for a different time of day. So I ended up working later than I intended to, much later than I intended to. And I had errands to run that day. So I ended up in the store and it was crowded. There was no cash registers open. And there was a gentleman behind me that just wanted to converse. But the introvert in me just wanted to actually just shop at home and not even have to be in the store. But I was trying to be polite at the same time because this was somebody's grandfather and I wanted to show him respect as a mature, adult. So with that being said, he offered to pay for my items and, I was just like, no thank you. I appreciate the offer and everything, but no thank you. And he continued to say a few things that, I guess was trying to, pry and get me to open up or whatever, but I wasn't like taking the bait. I just kind of gave him a dry chuckle and everything and kind of kept doing what I was doing, messing with my phone and hoping that the line would move so I could get out of there. Long story short, when I was checking out, I went to go put my card in and the gentleman pulled out $20. My total was like $17 and some change. And he paid for my items and I tried to hesitate, but I just said, well, thank you. I'm not going to argue with him no more. Now, he was basically trying to say at one point that, I was trying to block a blessing and so forth. But I'm one of those people who I appreciate when people try to do nice things for me, but I am kind of cautious because I understand people don't always have genuine motives or real, motives in your best interest. And, from other things that the gentleman said, it led me to believe that he was looking for more than potentially, than just to pay for my stuff and send me on my way. I can't assume that, but, at the same time, I didn't want to be misleading or to have him think that I was interested in communicating with him after, he paid for my items. So that's why I didn't want to take the offer. But he insisted and he allowed me to leave, not allowed me like I couldn't leave, but without harassing me or bothering me any further or doing anything extra. He just let me go on by my way. I was appreciative of that, because that was, I guess, coming from a more genuine place. I had a conversation with my mom about it and, I shared more detail and a different perspective, but I wanted to share that for someone. If we know that someone is looking for something from us in what they're offering and it's something that we're not necessarily wanting, I think it's just best to avoid the situation if you can altogether, because if you start accepting things from people without really assessing what their motives are, then you can find yourself in some very unfortunate, complicated situations. So, I don't know who that message was for, but I just share the story as it comes to me to, share it, and it makes sense for who it makes sense for. And with that being said, if this message has helped you at all, please like, share, subscribe to Miss Black's OG Network on YouTube. Check out the catalog on marissablack.com for Miss Black's OG Network. We have some great content, shows, music, different genres of music, podcasts, audiobooks, reruns from great shows. Like, we have some dope stuff. So check it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you like what you see and you want to support it to help us see more growth on the platform, Experience Black International at marissablack.com, including the remote, which can be found in the footer as well as in the menu section. We have shopping, OG's United TSA, where we go live and do broadcasts, where you can actually chime in, chat, ask questions, and even jump on live when we have, jump on screen when we have those options available for those type of events. So I have classes coming up here for the summer month, events for the youth, creative events, so I'm excited about things that are coming up. If you have any questions, you need to reach me. The best way to do that is via the remote, which is linktree/experience black. Again, that can be found in the footer or the menu section of the website. There's the Black Book. That is where you could message me if you want to leave a testimony, if you have a question, if you are interested in potentially collaborating, and you want to be a Black Card supporter. All of that information can be found there, but you can also leave me messages. I'm going to be doing the Ask Miss Black segment soon, on upcoming programs or recordings that I do, answering different questions. So if you have something that you would like for me to consider, making a video about, answering a question in the near future, enter it there and we'll see how that turns out. All right. Again, I'm available at Top Notch Barbershop and Beauty Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. So if you are interested in getting natural hair care services, locks, twists, or braids, schedule online, and I will look forward to seeing you and having a nice bottle of indulgence waiting for you. That is 100% fruit, mango, apple, lemon, grape, and pineapple. All right, till next time, peace and love.